Hello students, today we will start with chapter 13, Sound. Let's first learn what is sound. Sound is a form of energy that causes a sensation of hearing in our ears. Students, we used to hear many kinds of sounds around us in our everyday life. Let's have some examples. Let's start with school. At school, how you come to know that the period is over? Yes, very correct. When we used to hear the sound of ring of a school bell. Now tell me how you come to know that someone is at door. Means you are simply sitting inside your house and you're watching the TV and all. How you come to know that somebody is standing at the door? Okay, when that person is going to ring the doorbell or that person is going to knock the door, means you hear that sound. That's then only you come to know that someone is standing. Okay, and let's have another. How you able to enjoy the music? When you used to hear that music, when you used to hear the sound of that music. So by all this example, what I mean to say or what I want to tell you is that sound plays a very important role in our everyday lives. Okay, it helps us to communicate with one another. Okay, now that is the importance of sound, that it helps us to communicate with one another. We are having variety of sounds. We hear the sounds of various musical instruments like sitar, veena, violin, many musical instruments. Okay, we used to hear the sounds of chirping of birds in the early morning, then rustling of leaves when it breezes, then during the rainy season we used to hear the sound of raindrops. Like this, many kinds of sounds we are having in our surrounding, or we used to able to listen. Okay, so we can say each sound is a special to the object which produces it. Means different objects able to produce different kinds of sound. So in this chapter, student, we will learn how is sound produced, how does it travel from one place to another, how do we hear the sound, why are some sounds louder than others. So all these questions, about all these questions answers we are going to find in this chapter explanation. And now the very first subtopic of the chapter which we will start is how the sound is produced. So before I let you know how the sound is produced and what is responsible to produce a sound, let me explain you some of the activities given in your textbook. Let's have the activity 13.1. What you have to do in this activity, you have to take a metal plate or a shallow pan and hang it. Okay, according to your convenience, you have to hang it and you won't have to touch it. Now what you have to do, strike it hardly with a stick and then touch the plate. You will feel a kind of a sensation. Okay, that sensation we used to call something. I will let you know. Okay, you will feel that a kind of a sensation. In the same manner, let's have another activity. Now this in this activity 13.2, what you have to do, you have to stretch a rubber band between two either pencils, make use of pencils, either put two nails on the desk and then stretch a rubber band. And then what you have to do, this stretched rubber band, you just you pluck it and leave it. Okay, from in the middle you just pluck this rubber band and leave it. Means you have to make the movement of this rubber band. Okay, you will able to hear a kind of a sound. Okay, in that same thing you heard when you strike the pan with a stick, you heard a kind of a sound. Here also when you will pluck the stretched rubber band, you will able to hear a kind of a sound. So this sound is produced when that object is going to that move from one place to another. This movement is actually termed as vibration. So how the sound is produced? Sound is produced when the objects vibrate. That is, vibration produces, we can say that vibration produces sound. Now what is vibration? When an object moves backwards and forwards, or you can say you have learned this, to and fro movement of an object is known as vibration. To and fro, that is backward and forward. This movement is known as vibration. So this vibration is actually responsible for the production of sound. Okay. and the energy is required to make an object vibrate. Once the object will vibrate, then it is going to produce the sound. Like in first activity, we striked that pan with the help of a stick, and in the second activity, we make use of our muscular energy and we pluck that stretched rubber, and we produces the means that rubber then vibrate and it starts producing the sound. Okay, now we are going to have one more activity, activity 13.3. In this, what you have to do, you have to take a metal plate and pour water in it. Then with the help of a spoon, you just strike the edge of that metallic dish. When you will strike the plate from the edge, you will able to hear a kind of a sound, and then just touch it gently, you will able to feel that vibration, that movement. So students, in case of a pan, in case of a stretched rubber, we able to see that movement, but when you will strike the dish, metallic dish, with the help of a spoon, you won't able to see that vibration. So for that we have dropped, means we poured the water in that dish. Okay, when you will strike that edge, you will find a kind of a waves is going to generate in that water. That waves is actually showing that vibration is producing when you are going to strike that edge of that metallic dish. Okay, so again we have proved that vibration produces the waves here, and that waves will show that it is vibrating, and it is the vibration which produces the sound. One more activity is there, activity 13.4. In this we are having one musical instrument, iktara. Here in this string is stretched. Okay, when you are going to make move of this string, it used to produce the sound. Like this, many other musical instruments are there. In table 13.1, we are having a chart, a table is given to you, a name of some musical instruments is given, and the vibrating part producing, means that part which is going to produce the sound. In case of a veena, which part is going to produce the sound? That stretched string, means we have to make vibrate that stretched string, then only that complete object veena is going to produce the sound. It is not only the string, that complete object. In case of a tabla, it is the stretched membrane. When we are going to strike on that membrane, which one stretched at the top, then only it is going, that complete instrument tabla is going to produce the sound. In case of a flute, you used to blow the air, and through the air columns, that holes are there in the flute now, through the air column, when air passes and you used to control it with the help of fingers, it used to produce the sound. So here we can say that in different musical instruments or in different objects, the different parts are going to be responsible, which one is vibrate, and that part is going to produce the sound. So remember students, that what is going to produce the sound? The vibration produced in that object is going to produce the sound, means a vibrating part should be there. So it is the vibrating body which is going to produce the sound. Next, if it is the vibrating body which is going to produce the sound, so here Paheli is having a query. When we speak, does any part of our body vibrate? Now if we talk about us only, so we are speaking, it means we able to produce the sound, means one or the other body part has to vibrate in our body. Okay, so what it is, which body part is going to vibrate and going to produce the sound? Students, you speak loudly, have this activity, or sing a song, or you can buzz like a bee and touch your throat. You will feel this vibration, in the throat area you will feel a kind of a vibration. It means what vibrating part we are talking, it is present in the throat area. Okay, the humans produce the sound by using the voice box or the larynx, which is situated in the throat at the top of windpipe or trachea. So you learned about this voice box or larynx in your class 7 science also, students. So I hope you all aware of it. The voice box or larynx, it contains two string-like structure. What we call it as vocal cords. And The sound is produced in human beings by the vibration of these vocal cords which is present inside the voice box. Students, vocal cords are attached to the muscles which change the tension. Tension means the stretching in the cords and the distance between the cords, so that it controls the vibration of the vocal cords. There are two vocal cords which is stretched inside the voice box, and there is a slight gap. When a slight gap is present in between them and the passage of air takes place from lungs, then only it produces the sound. Okay, so from the lungs, when the air, what I told just means tell you, yes, just now told you that when the lungs force the air through the gap which is present between the vocal cords, it vibrates and then it produces the sound. I told you just now that muscles attached to the vocal cords makes it tight or thin, and you can say loose or thick, and the quality of sound depends on that. If the vocal cords are tight and thin, then the type of voice produced will be different as than when the vocal cords will be loose and thick. So the quality of sound depends upon how the vocal cord is in its place. Students, when we don't talk, means we are quiet, that time the vocal cords are separated from each other and loose, and there is a gap between, means when we are not talking, okay, there is a gap between the vocal cords. Okay, but when we start speaking anything, when we start speaking, then this time now the position of the vocal cords get changes, it is stretched and come closer to each other, and there is a very slight narrow slit, or you can say very slight gap between them, and when the lungs forces the air, it means it vibrates and we able to produce the sound. So this will be more clear by the help of this activity. In the activity, what you have to do, you have to take two rubber strip, or you can make use of two paper strips also. Means have a very slight gap and blow the air through it. Blowing of air means when the lungs pumps the air, like that. You have to blow the air through that slight gap, and you will able to find that it produces sound. When you blow the air through this, it produces sound. Like this only our lungs work. When lungs forces the air, the vocal cords vibrate and it produces the sound. Now let's see the length of vocal cords. The vocal cords in men, it used to be about 20 mm long, and in women's these are about 15 mm long. Remember this. Whereas the children's have very short vocal cords, and as men's have much more longer vocal cords, 20 mm long, they have heavy voice, whereas the children and women's have shrill voice as compared to men due to shorter vocal cords. This is the reason, students, why the voices of men, women and children are different. Remember this, it used to be asked in exams. So in this video I explained you how the sound is produced. It is due to vibration of the object. And how the sound is produced in human beings, it is due to voice box, or another name of voice box is larynx, and inside the voice box we are having two vocal cords. So when the lungs force the air through the slit, through the gap between the vocal cords, it vibrates and it produces the sound. Today this much only.